All right, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of BAM GPG. It's been a little while, Bryson, since we've done one of these. We've been kind of busy here, getting our new pizza shop up and running here. So, nonetheless, we are back on here talking some football and specifically the Packers. So, wanted to jump into this one. I know we're kind of post-draft here now, Bryson, so we've had some time to really digest this year's draft class, right? So, some of the interesting picks, some exciting picks here. So I kind of wanted to start by maybe letting me know kind of who you're most excited for this year, this year's 2025 draft class.
Yeah, I'm most excited for Matthew Gordon
Yeah.
because we haven't took a wide receiver since 2002. His mom used to run track, I believe. He used to run track too. He's really fat. He ran the fastest 40-yard dash in the combine. He's going to be really fast. I know he has good hands. He's already been practicing with Jaden Reed.
Yeah, so he's already kind of hitting the field with Jaden Reed already, which is good. You always want to see that, especially in the offseason right now, too. I'm super excited for Matthew Golden, too, right? Certainly a guy that has the ability to take the top off the defense. He's got blazing speed. We've gone through some of the tape on him. He's got pretty good hands as well, as you've mentioned.
Yeah. And I don't think he'll start as a number one wide receiver right away. I think he'll start as a number two right away. Maybe if he's good, like right out the gate, then he'll move up to a number one. But I know for most rookies, it takes them a year or two to develop. I'm hoping he comes out the gate hot, but I don't think he will, but I hope he will.
Yeah, it's tough, as a rookie making the adjustment to the next level, but I would love to see that out of Matthew Golden. As you mentioned, I don't think he probably starts the year as the number one option. I'd like to see a player like Jaden Reed, who's been on the team here a few years now, kind of step up and take over that position, allow Matthew Golden to really kind of develop into his NFL route running, his kind of learning the play scheme, right? Learning where he fits in best for the Green Bay. I love the duel of Jaden Reed and Matthew Golden. I think that's going to add a whole new dynamic to our offense that we didn't have last year, right? Is Matthew Golden the replacement for Christian Watson, who's going to be out for 12 plus weeks this year?
Maybe.
I don't think he's that player, right? He's certainly a guy that's a deep threat with his speed. He has the ability to make that big play downfield, but he doesn't have the body size that Christian Watson has as far as going up and high pointing those deep balls down there. But I love Matthew Golden a lot. I'm real excited about that pick. It's the first time we've taken a wide receiver in the first round since
Actually, this might be a wild prediction, but I think in 5 years he'll be a top 5 wide receiver.
I don't think that's wild at all, right? And again, we're Packer fans, so we're wildly optimistic about it. But I think he's a heck of a wide receiver. I'm excited to see him kind of grow with Jordan Love and the rest of our young wide receiver core, and Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, once Christian Watson gets back. And that also brings me to our next guy that I'm real excited about. He's kind of a Swiss Army knife, if you would. So Savion Williams, wide receiver from TCU. So
I didn't expect us to take 2 wide receivers.
I didn't either. Not in the first 3 rounds. I didn't think we'd come away with 2 wide receivers. That's for sure. But I love Savion Williams for multiple reasons, right? He's got a huge body. Love that. He's a guy that kind of reminds you of Deebo Samuel a little bit, right? But just a bigger frame. So Savion Williams has the ability to come out of the backfield with the ball. He has some of those Krauser routes. And he's a guy that, you could potentially throw it up to down deep as well. I think he has a great ability to high point in those balls on those contested catches. He graded out well. this last year in college. So I'm real excited about Savion Williams. Again, he's going to be one of those guys where you kind of got to figure out where he fits into the scheme and how you best utilize him, right? Because he has a lot of great characteristics about him. So I'm real excited to see him. I think our wide receiver core next year, going into next season, I'm real excited about it. You know, it is kind of a bummer that we don't have Christian Watson, right? We've really kind of grown on him. His injuries have been a little bit frustrating. I understand that, but that happens. But I'm excited about it, Bryson.
Yeah.
Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, Savion Williams, and
eventually Christian.
You get Christian Watson coming back. Yeah, absolutely. So our wide receiver room, super excited about it going into this next season.
Last season wasn't the best, but
No, last season we kind of stuck.
At the first part of the year, it was okay, but then
It was, and the real frustrating thing about last year to me was Jaden Reed, right? Came out of the gate hot, kind of disappeared on us there towards the end of the season when we needed him most. So I'm kind of hoping he can find that. I'd love to see him come out and compete for that number one spot, right?
if anything, I'd rather have him not play good in the first half and then play good in the second half.
When we
of the
need him.
season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So another guy that I'm super excited about, and I don't want to glaze over our second round pick. I think he's more kind of a huge body, Anthony Belton. He's an offensive tackle from North Carolina State. Think it's a solid pick. Maybe a little bit of a reach at that number 54 spot, but huge body. So I'm excited to see what Green Bay can do with him. Certainly a position where you need depth, right? You always see nicks and dings throughout the season on the offensive line.
I was not wanting Anthony Belton. I was wanting Mike Green.
Yeah. No, Mike Green would have been a fun tool to have on the defensive side for sure. But so we have Anthony Belton again.
Yeah, I was mad about that pick.
I know. But it's a position you need, right? You need depth at that position. The offensive line, you need depth. You need guys you can move around throughout
Yeah,
the
but
season.
you could also just sign people from free agency.
You can. We get a little bit of a discount doing it through the draft, but you're not wrong on that. So the other guy, Bryson, I know this was a little bit of a surprise, and it was for me at the time too, that I'm kind of excited about. And I don't know if it's necessarily because of his play on the field, but more than his backstory, right? So Barron Sorrell, edge rusher out of Texas. We took him in the 4th round.
I don't know what to think of him.
I don't either. He's not a guy I looked at a whole lot pre-draft, but kind of hearing his backstory and how he came about being drafted by the Packers, right? He sat in that green room until his name was called at pick number 124. Seems like a great character, right? He seems like a good locker room fit. He's got a great family. Seems to really he's becoming acclimated with the city, right? With the fans. He's again got a tremendous backstory to him. I'm super happy for this young guy. I can't wait to see what he can do for us on the field. I hope he goes out there and competes for a starting spot, right? Because that's not unrealistic. Rashawn Gary, yes, he's slotted in there, but Lucas Van Ness hasn't shown us a whole lot here over the past couple of years as far as progression. So if he comes out there and plays well, he has the opportunity to compete for that starting spot there. At the very least, he's going to be a great addition into that rotation between him, Gary, Van Ness. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Again, he's kind of one of those guys where I don't have ultra high expectations, but I'm excited to see him out on the field. I want to see him succeed, and we'll see what happens with him. So
Yeah.
pretty excited about our draft class this year. Specifically, those 2 wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
Offense is always exciting. It's always fun getting new kind of gadget tools on the offense there. So
People like the offense more than the defense.
it is, yeah. It's exciting, right? Not to take away from the defense in any matter at all. But Want to jump into our schedule here real quick, Bryson,
And
too.
we have one of the toughest schedules in the league, I would say.
We do have a tough schedule, but one thing about our schedule, I have a lot of exciting home games this year.
Yes.
It kicks off opening night, or opening day rather, September 7th against the Detroit Lions at 3:25. So we'll be at that game for sure. I'm excited for that. I'm itching to get back up to Lambeau. There's no place like it, that's for sure. But that'll be a fun matchup, right? Lions coming
and
off.
right out the gate.
Yeah, Lions coming off back-to-back division titles, coming to Lambeau September 7th. So I'm excited about that. And again, we have a lot of tough home games this year. So we go into week 2 against the Commanders, September 11th.
Is it Commanders at Packers?
Yep, it's Commanders at Packers.
I really want to go to that game.
Yeah, that'll be another exciting one. And then we travel to Cleveland, and then we go to Dallas, right? So those Packer-Dallas games they're always fun, right? It seems to be a rival.
That nobody notices.
Right, yeah, over the last several years, it's really kind of developed there. And then one I'm super excited about here,
Yes.
the Bengals are coming to town, October 12th.
That Joe Burrow versus Jordan Love.
Yes, that's going to be an exciting one. It's definitely going to be a lot of offense that game, for sure. So that'll be an exciting one to be at. And then we go down to Arizona, October 19th. And then this one is interesting to me, right? The week after that. So October 26th. So we go to Pittsburgh. It's a 7:20 slot for that game. And it hasn't happened yet. And what's interesting for me on this one is Aaron Rodgers going to sign with Pittsburgh?
Yes.
Hasn't happened yet.
We might go to that game.
If he does, that'll be a fun one to go to, for sure. Who wouldn't love to see Jordan Love versus Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah.
That one would be pretty awesome to go to. I'd love to see
And
that
also,
one.
if you go to Pennsylvania, try the Philly cheesesteak.
Yes, we went to that playoff game in Philadelphia last year, and Bryson kind of fell in love with the Philadelphia cheesesteak, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, and then the one after that, so November 16th, we go to New York to play the Giants, and then we have Minnesota at home on November 23rd.
That'll be a fun one to go
So
to.
that'll be a fun one as well. That is a noon slot for that one. And then we go to Detroit, November 27th, a noon slot for that as well. And then we got those Bears, those pesky Bears. So the Bears are coming to Green Bay December 7th. It's a noon game.
It's late. Both of the Bears games are late.
They are, yeah. Past couple seasons, I think we've opened up playing Chicago. No, we didn't open up playing Chicago this year, the season before that, but we've always, over the past couple of years, we've played the Bears early in the season at Soldier. But this year,
They're both in December.
they are, and the first game will be in Lambeau, December 7th. And then we go down to over to Denver, December 14th. And then, as you mentioned, again, Chicago on the schedule, December 20th. That game time is TBD at the moment. And then we have the Ravens at home, December 27th.
That'll also be a fun one.
Yeah, that will be a fun one. I'd love to see Lamar Jackson in person, so that'll be a fun one to go to. Lamar versus Jordan Love. And then we finish off the season with a trip to Minnesota on January 4th.
Nobody's going to care about that game. I'm pretty sure all of the backups are going to be starting.
Yeah, I think we'll probably have the division wrapped up by then. Probably have the number 1 seed wrapped up by then, I'm sure.
Maybe number 2, but...
I think we'll probably have the number 1 seed wrapped up. So that is what we have for you today, folks. So let us know what you think. I know it's been a little bit kind of post-draft here. Let us know which picks you're excited about this year. Went heavy on the wide receivers here in the first 3 rounds. Barron Sorrell, great story in the 4th round there. So let us know what you think, and let us know what games you're looking forward to going to this year, whether it be at home at Lambeau or on the road. We'd love to hear about it.
Yes.
And we will be back here with another episode very soon.
Yeah.
So as always, Bryson.
It's Go Pack Go.